I can tell you the only summoner. I only know who made one summoner. I do know who made barrier. Does anyone want to guess who made barrier? You can take your guesses. I will say this is a designer that people in this chat have a chance of guessing. Like it's like a reasonable thing that someone could guess. I'll give it another 30 seconds for people to guess. August Morello guesses. Okay, we have any other guesses here? Shirelia made Flash? That could be true. Yeah, that's another reasonable guess. All right, looks like we're coming up to the end of our 30 seconds here. So, there's one part of the story I know is true. There's other parts I'm not sure if they're true. Certainly T made barrier. Now, what I've been told, by other people, not certainly T himself, about the barrier story is that the reason why he made barrier is that when they were making the ARAM map back in the day, that they were taking base away, and they wanted something to go on the B button. And so certainly T, who wasn't directly involved in the project at the time, said, oh, I'll make something for that. And for whatever reason, he decided B for barrier. And so he made barrier. And then he was like, wait a second, we don't actually want everyone in ARAM to have access to a barrier. I don't know if they tested it or not, but what I've been told is that actually they just decided it would be bad for ARAM and they just put it in the regular game. They were like, okay, now barrier is in SR now. And it was originally made for ARAM to replace the B button. Again, not sure if that's true or not, but that's what I've been told. That's long before my time. Does he still work on League? He does not work on League. He does still work at Riot. I'm not exactly sure what he's working on now. But he moved to like all those years ago when he left after doing the initial kit for Aphelios, he went to work in Riot R&D. His champs are good, and I agree. Like, for what it's worth, I think you can make whatever personal arguments that you have around like what champions you like the most, but I think from a design perspective, it is really hard to argue that Yasuo is not even just like the best designed champion in League, but like that he's not just one of the best character designs of all time in any game, right? Like Yasuo revolutionized League in a lot of ways, right? Like the reason why Yasuo isn't our number one pick rate champion in League of Legends right now is because we made a bunch of other champions like Yasuo because we were like, oh my god, this Yasuo guy is awesome and people love him. Let's make more experiences like this. That's the only reason why he's not the most popular champ, right? Yasuo is an incredible design from basically every perspective. And there are so many good things about Yasuo that it's hard for me to really fathom not saying like it's the best design or like it's at least it must be a top contender for like one of the best character designs of all time in any game. I think there are specific aspects, like if you're saying, oh, the best thematic character design, I think you can make an argument around like, oh, well, actually, like Azir or maybe Jhin have some have some edge, like maybe edge Yasuo out. But he does Wind Samurai really, really, really well as well, right? It's like you feel like a Wind Samurai when you play Yasuo, right? Like he does the thematic stuff really well too, and of course the gameplay is incredible, right? So certainly T, absolute monster, right? And like a lot of his other champions are incredible. And honestly, to me, what makes me believe that I personally think certainly T is the best champion designer of all time, what makes me really love the way that he did design, like his designs, is that he wasn't afraid to take risks, right? Like to me, there are a lot of things that you can do that are truly great. But the fact that certainly T also made like Callista as an example, which is like, I can understand how he thought Callista could be great. Callista is not great, right? She's not good, right? But I can understand where he came from, and like I can see the vision, right? And the willingness there to take a risk on something like Callista is crazy to me. Like it's such an out there thing to like commit to just saying, hey, I'm gonna make a champion who dashes on every auto attack, and we're gonna be cool with that. Like it's gonna be good. It's like, well, it didn't end up working out very well, right? But I can see the vision and just like the boldness to just say like, we're gonna take this risk. And it's gonna be like, and I'm gonna make it good, because like of course without that like that willingness to take risks, he would never have made Yasuo, right, or Thresh for that matter, right? Just incredible stuff, right? Like really, really, really well done. August is also incredible too, right? I think that's pretty clearly the top two champ designers for League, right? It's like not just in terms of just raw numbers of champions, but in terms of quality. I mean, August of course made Gnar, who is a disaster, but he also made a lot of great champions like, Jinx and Jhin and Vi and, some of those good ones. Viego is an incredible design as well. I think Viego is really good. For what it's worth, there's an interesting argument I had with August about Viego. And I've come around to like, I think he was 100% correct on this. when Viego was in development, we tried different versions of the ult lockout, right? When Viego takes a body, he can't instantly ult out of it, right? He has to wait some amount of time before he's allowed to ult out. And August, when we were initially testing these, we tested a 4-second lockout. And I played it, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. Because for me, personally, I really like the version of Viego where the power of Viego is in playing the other champions, right? Where actually you need to make a plan when you take a body. Oh, I'm going to use this spell here, and like maybe you might want to wait for a second rotation of 1 or 2 of their spells, and you actually have to like make plans around which bodies you're going to take and which ones you're not going to, and you have to actually experience the game playing as that champion, right? Whereas the version that we actually shipped, the lockout is so short that really you just like throw their highest value spell, maybe 2 of their highest value spells, and then you ult out, and that's like mostly what the most effective thing that you should do is, right? And ultimately, that is a better design for Viego because August came in with the mindset of, I need to make it so that taking a body is almost always correct, right? And the version that I liked, which is the 4-second lockout, that makes it so that taking a body is often wrong, right? Or you have to like make an extensive plan around when and why you're going to take a different body and like which bodies you're going to take. And that would be less fun for most of the Viego players, right? And Viego's our most popular jungler right now, right? And often is since his release. And I think it's a good showcase of like my personal perspective was wrong. Like, not to say that that version of Viego would have been bad, but that it was bad for the people who really wanted to play Viego, like the bulk of the audience that could want to play this champion. And so it's like, if we had multiple different versions of a champion, I think the version I'm talking about where you have a longer lockout and you need to play those other champions for longer is a good version of the champion potentially. But it's not the version that actually appeals to the core Viego audience, and so it's not a good version of of Viego for the base game, basically. But I think there is a secondary audience that would really like Viego if he had to plan out taking bodies more. But that's not what the average, jungle player or Viego player actually wants.
So the concept that champions are counterpick champs is just not real. That's not how players pick characters. Like, the majority of people who pick Cassiopeia pick her because they want to play Cassiopeia, not because she's a counterpick champ. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't people who see, like, oh, I'm against someone she's good against, I'm going to pick her this game, and she's picked as a counterpick at times. That can definitely happen. But the idea that a champion deserves a higher win rate because they're only picked when they counter someone is just fairly flawed. The majority of people who pick champions pick them because they like playing that champion and want to play that champion.